This month I made more than an investment banker, a lawyer, and a marketer combined. This is what entered my bank account this month. I also turned 21 today, hence this cat. So I'm pretty young. And the only way I was able to do this is by building my personal brand on Instagram to over 200,000 followers and my TikTok following to over 1.3 million followers. So today I want to give you the best guide walking you through the 3 levels of personal branding. 1, 0 to 10K followers. 2, 10K to 100,000 followers, and 3, 100,000 to a million followers. And what you should be doing at each stage to progress to the next level, impact more lives, and of course, make more money than your snobby corporate classmates. First, let's start off with getting your first 10,000 followers, or your first 10,000 true fans, which is the hardest, and it's where 95% of people fall short. Because even for the most dedicated creators that I coach, it still takes anywhere between 60 to 90 days to hit that first 10,000 follower mark. And I literally mean 90 plus videos grinded through consistently on TikTok and Instagram. And within these first 60 to 90 days, I laid out a 3-step process, the 3 C's. First C is copy other creators in your niche. The second C is consistently post, and the third C is constantly improving. So the first C, copy other creators in your niche, is probably something you're already a little bit familiar with. You're still figuring out what you want to actually post, but you first need to start off with a niche that you want to talk about online. And once you selected that niche, for example, say it's fitness, literally just search up on TikTok search engine 2 to 3 keywords related to this niche. So for example, if it's fitness, you can search up workouts, meal plans, meal prep, and save 3 styles of videos that you find online. And if you're confused about how to actually make these videos, just film them on either TikTok or your iPhone camera and then edit them on either TikTok's native editing app or CapCut. It is that simple. That is all that I edit and film on, and it's all I use to grow my 200,000 followers on Instagram and over 1.3 million on TikTok. And the next part of that consistently posting is just doing this for 90 days straight. You're probably going to see results between the 60 to 90 day range or between 90 and 120 days. So you really have to think of those first 30 days as a discipline challenge to simply stay consistent. Can you show up to those first 30 days without quitting? Most people want those quick tips that'll make you blow up within the next week, but that's realistically not how being a creator works. Because like any other skill, let's take math or writing, you need to refine your basic skills like algebra or grammar before you can go on to the more complex things. Now luckily, it doesn't take years of schooling to refine these skills of editing and filming and writing. These are the 3 main skills that you need to master in order to get actually good at making content. And this is only done through consistently putting yourself through the mud. Take this as a necessary step in your personal growth to becoming a creator and stepping into that identity. And through this process of consistently posting, then you will see what it means to really constantly improve, where then you can refine those skills of editing, filming, and writing. I cover a lot of those tangible mini skills like editing and filming and writing in my 2-hour mini course. Just click the first link in the description to find that. But I really want to hammer home that these first 90 days and first 90 posts to get your first 10,000 followers has nothing to do with your inherent natural skill set or natural gift towards being a creator. It's purely about grit, and it is purely about simply being able to post every single day and still put in your maximum effort into those videos without being demotivated by the algorithm. And if you're going to focus on anything within this improvement cycle, simply focus on the first 5 seconds of your video. How does it look, and what are you actually saying in those first 5 seconds? If you took those first 5 seconds of your video out of context, could these still be watchable, and could it spur enough curiosity for you yourself as your own viewer to want to watch your own video? Because if you can't even watch your own video for the first 5 seconds, why would anybody else want to watch your own video? Now, once you have nailed down 90 days of consistency and 90 days of constantly improving, focusing on those first 5 seconds, making sure your captions look clean, making sure your lighting looks good, making sure you're actually making a coherent point in your video, after 90 days, you should be there at around 10,000 followers. If not, you'll probably hit it within the next 30 days if you're just consistently plugging at it. But once you're at 10,000 followers, here's where it gets really interesting, because in order to hit 100,000 followers, the main thing is simply taking it seriously. You already have the baseline consistency. You already have the baseline skill set, which is clear and evident in the fact that you have 10,000 people watching your video and make the conscious choice to follow you in order to see your videos again. At this point, you have proof of concept that you are able to make good videos. Now it's about taking it seriously and taking it to that next level. Now this next stage will take you anywhere between 6 months to a year to get to 100,000 followers from 10,000 followers. And I think here is where it really gets serious about the deep value that you want to provide to your followers. At this 10,000 follower mark, you go through this transition of just simply creating videos for fun and being a hobbyist creator to being a creator that actually knows exactly exactly what value viewers are consistently coming back to their page to watch. In this process of consistently posting a similar topic of value, that's what you're going to build a personal brand around. This is what you're essentially going to be known for. Now, part of this is still consistently keeping up those 3 C's, constantly posting. You can't slip the ball and stop posting once you've hit 10,000 followers because you think your audience will simply care about you. That is not true, and you're going to realize that once you've actually got to that point of 10,000 followers, that you can still have a video completely flop the next day. If your first 5 seconds is still boring, the algorithm is still not going to push out your video to your followers or to new viewers. So you still have to pump out quality videos time and time again, doubling down on what works and making the same style of video over and over and over again. This is what it means to have a consistent video format that you're constantly doing in your videos. You should have enough data where you have videos that have gotten to 10,000 or 100,000 or 1,000,000 even views. And simply take the data of what topic were you actually talking about? How did you start the video? What literal first sentence did you say? What was the lighting like? What setting were you in? And what did the captions look like visually on the screen? You simply take all of that and you just do it over and over and over again the same exact way. So this is where also monetization comes into play. Learning how to actually monetize on your following is going to be key towards your longevity, because if you are not able to sustain yourself off of your following, it's simply going to be impossible to keep going unless you simply enjoy making videos purely for fun and you do not care about the money. But for most of us normal folk, we want to actually be able to start making money from our followers. So how do we do this? There's 2 methods I recommend. One is doing brand deals and posting videos for other brands, or the other one is making your own product and selling it. Making your own product is how I've been able to scale past $10,000 a month. This month I hit $43,000. But if you want quicker short-term cash flow, I highly recommend going for brand deals, because if you have 10,000 followers, you can probably charge anywhere between $200 to $500 for simply one post on your page on TikTok or Instagram. And it's easy cash flow. If you just simply do this like twice a month, that's easily $1,000 a month. If you're at like 50,000 followers, I would recommend you can start charging anywhere between $500 to $750 per post. And then if you're at 100,000 followers, you can start charging about $1,000 for each post. So if you want to actually land brand deals, the way I did it is simply putting my business email in my TikTok and Instagram bio, literally just putting out the second or third line. That's going to help brands simply reach out to you so they know that they can actually work with you. But if you want to actually monetize by building your own business and taking that monetization stream long term, you have to monetize on a specific skill set. And this is where having a niche of expertise really comes in. If you're making content on a form of value that is simply entertainment as opposed to educational or inspirational, it's going to be really hard for people to want to buy from you. Because at the end of the day, if you want to sell anything on your social media, be it your own physical product like a t-shirt or a drink product that you created, or maybe it's a digital product like your coaching services or an online course with community, the way you're actually going to make people want to buy from you is by making sure they trust you. And the easiest way you're going to actually influence people's buying decisions is by influencing their life decisions. If you're helping influence people to get into the gym, that is a really easy way to sell your own coaching services for fitness or your fitness product. If you're doing tech product reviews or makeup product reviews, that's going to be a really easy way to monetize by influencing people's buying decisions, because they already trust you in what kind of products you're already reviewing. But if you're simply making entertainment or comedy videos, that's probably going to be the hardest way to monetize. And that's a small thing I think that I should have realized in my 10 to 100K follower range when I was growing to 900,000 followers eventually on a comedy page, because I had to completely scrap that account. And if you're in between this phase of 10K to 100K followers, you should start to have a plan for how you're going to monetize your following. Because if you don't have a vision for what people are consistently going to buy from you, then it's going to be really hard, even at scale, even at like 100,000 million followers, to keep making money consistently and making, say, $10,000 a month. But say you simply make an entertainment content, that's okay. Simply start to think about, is there a skill set that people want to learn from you? Is there information that you hold that people would want to learn from you? Because that is the easiest way to turn your content into some sort of information product. So if you're at this point, start to think about how you can start monetizing by using your information and using your influence to start influencing buying decisions. Maybe if you're a comedy channel or you're a flipping channel, start introducing product placement. And it can simply be for free and for companies that you like, and that's okay. But still doing that process allows you to literally insert monetizable moments. Once you have your content format that actually works and gets views and grows your following, and you have the content format that can insert monetization into your page, it's simply repeating that process over and over for 180 to 360 days to hit 100,000 followers. But once you are able to grit through those 10,000 followers, then grit through finding your format that gets you views, consistently doing it, not getting sick of making that format, and introducing a monetizable avenue into your page, that's when you can really start thinking about the bigger picture future for your brand. 100K to 1 million followers. And I think at this point, it's less about finding the tactical side and more simply about systemizing your content. It's going to be less about this game of chasing that next number and simply not getting tired of it and just consistently finding ways to entertain yourself through this process of consistently posting and staying creatively fresh. Because what you're avoiding here is simply falling off. You want to consistently be at the top of your game, because if you hit 100,000 followers, that means you probably had 1 or 2 good months where your content just hit. You've had viral videos hitting like 100,000, 1 million views, but how do you take that to the next level and keep growing? This is where you really want to start looking at hiring an editor and start reinvesting your money that you can be making from your monetization, from your business, and start pouring it back into your content so you can start making more of it and making it more easily. You also want to really nail down between this 100,000 followers to 1 million follower range what the main purpose of your content is. And this is some process that I'm really going through right now in growing my Instagram page from 200,000 to 1 million followers, because we just hit 200,000 followers like last month. And now it's a process of what is it that I really want to get out of my page going forward, because I want to transition into YouTube. So I'm realizing now there's 2 main focuses that I personally have. 1, building my business, and 2, focusing on making higher quality, more impactful things on the internet. Because 1, that sways more buying decisions toward my business, and 2, I simply enjoy that process more. I see most scalable. If I can produce 1 form of long form content and have my editor with a system actually produce 2 or 3 short form videos from that, then I can just simply focus on making 1 long form video every single day, or 1 long form video every single 2 days or 3 days, and just focus on that one process. Creating pockets of time in your day is going to be really key, because you're probably still going to be leading a busy life. I'm a business owner, right? I dropped out of college, but even in college, I had to find systems to consistently post content. I have a friend, for example, who goes to college and he has an entire studio in his room. I think he has over like 5 million followers combined on like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. He has an editor, he strips out his videos, and he simply goes into his studio and films his videos in his studio. Integrating your existing following into this bigger vision that you're going to develop as you start to realize that content creation and influencing might become a very, very, very core part of your future and part of your career. I've been seeing this development in the past few months, and it's just an internal process that I've been going through, thinking a lot more about what is the future of my brand that's going to bring my business to $100,000 a month. In fact, what I even want from life, because you're going to be deciding from a lot of different options. Do you want to go down building a business route? Do you want to just go full on content creator, go double down on YouTube or streaming? It's a process of figuring out what actually aligns with you, the life that you want to lead. I am still going through this process, which is why I'm not speaking too directly on exactly what that end path is. Like there's some end goal you want to hit once you're going from that 100,000 follower to 1 million follower range. But I want to just take this video to give you a kind of a roadmap going forward between 0 to 1 million followers, how this can impact your career decisions, how this should be impacting the way you look at content. So if you like this video, you're still watching, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.